Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to Monday Medicine with Edrina Alexander, the midwife, giving you prescriptions for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. My apologies for being tardy. Things happen. Hello, Trudy, as everybody's building, because I know I have everybody off schedule. Hi, Camila. Hello, Angel. Hello, Ramona. Please go ahead and share the broadcast. Hi, Dana. Hi, Diana. Good to have you. Hi, Brandy. Please share. Oh, Ramona, thank you so much. You're blessing my heart. Thank you so much for sharing the broadcast. Hi, Kat. Hi, Charmaine. Thank y'all for being patient and waiting these additional few minutes. Things happen. And I tell you what, I wasn't going to cancel because I have a word from the Lord. Hi, Georgia. Hi, Yolanda. Hello. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome. Go ahead and share the broadcast with others because tonight we're going to talk about the root. Somebody type that in. Hey, Shay. Look at Nefertari. Good to have you, girl. Go ahead and share the broadcast. Somebody type in the root. We want to look at our root system, the root systems in our lives for the next few minutes. But before I do that, beloved, let me go ahead and make this announcement. Hey, Carol. Hi, Barbara. Make this announcement. September 29th and 30th. September the 29th, September the 30th, Friday and Saturdays when I am hosting the Married Women's Rib Retreat. And it's going to be in Woodworth, Louisiana at the Wesley Retreat Center. The Wesley Retreat Center will start Friday afternoon about 1 p.m. We'll end Saturday around 3 p.m. So married women, this will be an environment and a place for you to refuel, refocus, relax, and recalibrate. Did you hear that? Refuel, refocus, relax, and recalibrate. I have already, hi Tammy, good to have you. Hi Mel, good to have you. I've already started the registration process. I did an early bird registration process. I did not check prior to the broadcast, but there are probably 15 openings left. If you would like the information in full detail, send me an email at edrinapalexander@gmail.com. Go ahead and share the broadcast, everyone. edrinapalexander@gmail.com. Now listen, don't let the enemy speak in your ear and tell you, no, I don't want to go on this married women's retreat. I won't know anybody, or my marriage is wonderful, or I don't want anyone to think my marriage is bad. Remember what I said, to refuel, relax, refocus, and recalibrate. It's going to be a blessing. It's going to be a very intimate setting. I have some experts coming to speak to us. I will be one of the presenters as well. We're just going to have a great time. So if you would like that information, again, send me an email at edrinapalexander@gmail.com. Well, let's look at the root. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. I appreciate it. Share. Invite others to join us. A few weeks ago, I was sitting in my front yard. I love the outdoors. I'm an outdoors person. I love the yard. And I was just sitting in the yard enjoying the beautiful weather. And beautiful weather for me that particular day. It was sprinkling a little bit, but I still love it. So I'm sitting out there and I'm looking in my front yard at my lawn. I'm looking and I have two pretty deep dents in my grass. It's just kind of deep, and I'm looking at those and I say to myself, as many times as I have covered those, I want you to stay with me because pieces of this story is going to come clearer to you in a moment. So I'm looking, and it just kind of looked like some deep pits. And I remember them last year being kind of deep, and every now and then I cover them. How did that get in my yard? Well, 25 years ago, somebody type in 25 years ago. 25 years ago, I want you to get this. I'm talking about the root. 25 years ago, my husband and I decided to have the pine trees removed from our front and back yards. I don't remember. It was maybe 10 or 12 trees. They were old trees. They were extremely tall. I have no idea how old they were. And they were annoying. Now, I love plant life, and I know trees beautify your yard, and it adds to your landscape, and it's shade, and it's all of this. But the pine cones were beautiful, but the pine needles were annoying. It was work. Somebody said 25 years ago. And so he and I decided we wanted to have those trees cut down. Well, we got a bid and it was quite expensive. So we said, okay, we'll put it in our budget. We'll work our way. We'll do a few at a time and a few at a time. And I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was him, myself, or someone else. Somebody said, check with your homeowner's insurance. Checked with the homeowner's insurance. They sent an adjuster out. The adjuster said, oh, yes, this definitely would be covered because it's dangerous if there's a windstorm, blah, blah, blah. He tested the trees. He said somewhere in the line, da, 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 da. Long story, even longer. They approved it. They sent a team. Somebody said team. 25 years ago, a team. They sent a team of tree cutters out. And the gentlemen come out, and I'm telling you, some are in the front, some are in the back, and they're writing, and they're documenting, and they're drawing out pictures. And what they were doing, they were putting a strategy in place as to how they were going to cut the trees down for safe, make sure it would be safe for our house and safe to not be in the wires, make sure it's safe it won't fall into my neighbor's yard. And after we cut the trees down, then where are we going to put them? We're going to have to send a truck because there's so many. We can't just put them on the front lawn, or we can't put them on the neutral ground. We're going to have to haul them away. So they go through their entire strategy, right? And I'm a curious person, so I'm watching them when they begin the process. They cut the branches off, they cut the trunk, and they're taking their time because these trees are tall. They're taking their time, and somebody's watching. I can remember sometimes guys having to get up on the top and cut off a few branches at the top first, then to get it down because they don't want it to fall in the street or on cars, oncoming traffic. I mean, it was a major ordeal. And so they go through this process. And when it gets down to the stumps, they asked my husband, they said, do you want to remove the stumps? He said, yes. And so they go through the grinding process of removing the stumps. And after they remove the stumps, then it levels out the ground. And, they tell us, you have to put your little dirt and a little grass seed so that your grass will come back and it'll look just fine. Your lawn will just be flat and lush and beautiful. And I'm all excited. All those trees down. So I do just that. Now, somebody said 25 years ago. This was 25 years ago. So I do just what they said do, and you can see some of the grass starting to come up and all of that. Well, still today, what did I say? I said a couple of weeks ago, I'm sitting in my yard. I'm looking at my lawn. In my front lawn, I see two pretty large dips. My backyard looks pretty good. I think I have a dip, but it's not that bad at all. Why? Because I took the time to make sure I covered it, seeded it with grass so that the grass would come back, so that the lawn would be even, so that it would look good. What did they do? They cut the tree down, they cut the trunk, they cut the branches, they take the stump, and they grind it 25 years ago. Well, after they do that, then I'm clueless. One day or days are going by, it seems like I'm having problems with my sewage in both of my bathrooms. I'm having, problems with the toilet, and, and little things start happening. And I said, what in the world is going on? And before you know it, the sewage backs up into my house. Ooh, yuck, not good at all. Get on the phone call. We call Roto-Rooter. They come on out, and when they come out, and they take that old-fashioned snake, they go in the line, snake line. Go ahead and share the broadcast, y'all. Share the broadcast. Invite others to join us. They go in the line with this snake, and they tell us, they say this. They say, you have roots in your sewer line. You have got to be kidding. He said, the gentleman said, you see where you have kind of some dips in your yard? He said, obviously there were some trees there. He said, I don't know why. He said, but a tree was kind of built too close to the sewer line. He said, and because of that, that's what's causing the backup in the house. He said, so what I had to do was go ahead and clear the sewer line of the roots. Oh, I want you to catch this. I don't want you to miss this. He said, I had to clear the sewer line of the roots. Beloved, some time had passed by. Some years had gone by, maybe 2 or 3 years that those trees had been cut down. Listen, I want you to follow me because we want to look at 2 areas pertaining to that root system. So what happened was, although they cut the branches, they cut the trunk, they took the stump and they grinded that stump. What happened was they did not properly take care of the root system, or they could not take care of the root system. So we were feeling the effects of the roots. Somebody out there with me. Somebody out there. Wait a minute. The roots, that's the part of the tree that connects the tree and secures it in the ground. The roots is where the tree gets its nutrition, its nourishment for it to grow, blossom, and thrive. So even though they cut down the tree, they took away the branches, the stump was grinded, we were still feeling the effects of the roots. Are you with me? Beloved, you've got to look at and deal with the roots in your life and make sure that you kill the roots and deal with the roots so that it is not haunting you. Oh Lord, I just said something right there. So that it is not haunting you, traumatizing and tormenting you still today. Wait a minute. I'm talking about the root system. The root system could not be seen, never was on my mind, never did I think about it at all. However, the root system came into my sewer line, creeped its way into the sewer line, and started causing backup in my house. How does that affect us? When we don't deal with the root cause of some things that happened in our lives 20, 25, 30, 15, 10, 5 years ago, and we brush it off, we cut the branches off, we take off the trunk, we grind the stump, but we will not deal with its origin, we will not deal with its cause, we will not face it, we will not announce it, we will not kill it and deal with it. We will see some effects of it years later. Why? Because I did not kill and destroy the root. Somebody say kill the root. Destroy the root. Just like, now listen, follow me. I want you to stay with me. Follow me. Just like the root system in the tree is where the nourishment is and where the nutrients are for that particular tree. What happens in our lives, root standing for the cause or the problem or the danger. That's what it means. People act a certain way. They're doing things. And I always ask the question, what is the root? What made them do that? Why are they acting out? Why are they behaving like that? Why have they developed those addictions? What is behind that pattern? What is behind that behavior? Let me tell you something. Because they've not cut it off at the root, they're still nourishing it. I want you to pause and process that. Because they've not cut it off, killed it at the root, and dealt with it at the root, all they did was some cosmetic changes. So on the outside, they appear fine. It looks like they're fine. Why? Because they cut off the branches, they cut off the trunk, they took the stump and they grinded it. So when you look at my lawn, you think my lawn is nice and perfect and lush, but you cannot see what's going on underneath. You cannot see what's going on underneath at the root, baby. You cannot see the root system that is feeding the behavior and the patterns and the junk and the trash that we see going on years later. Stuff happens, you've got to deal with it and kill it and cut it at its root. Why? Because just like it came up in my sewer line in my house, it will creep up in the sewer line of your life. And you will look at your life and all of a sudden you will have some blockage, you will have some backup, some sewer will be coming up, the smell will be there, and you'll be trying to figure out what in the world has happened. I dare you to sit down and say, wait a minute, let me identify the root and kill the root. That which I just masked over years ago, that I just cosmetically dealt with on the surface years ago, let me deal with it now so it does not keep on haunting, traumatizing, and tormenting me in life. Wait a minute. Not only should you kill the root system, now let's go back 25 years ago. They did do something to the root system. I do not recall what it was. I don't know if they poured something in there to try to kill the root system, but guess what? Either some roots got loose or it was deeper and wider and broader than they knew. And sometimes that's what happens in life. We think we've dealt with the root cause. We think we've killed it at its root. But because we did not spread all the way out, we just kind of dealt with it just a little bit, then that's what happens through that sewer system. It's just swimming, and it lodged itself. All it needed, check this out, you all it needed was a crack. And I can remember us having problems, not just that one time. Oh, wait a minute. They came and they unclogged it. Now the bathrooms are fine. Everything's flushing. Everything's lovely and wonderful. Few more years pass, same problem. We get somebody to come out. What do they say to us? They say, ma'am, you have some roots in your sewer line. How in the world can that be? They came out year before last. They used that fancy little snake. They got in that sewer line and they cleaned those roots out. Yes, ma'am, they did. But guess what? They did not get all of the roots. They some more swam back in. All it needed was a little crack. And so they got in that. So guess what they told us? They said, we recommend that you replace the old pipe. Oh, baby. You're going to have to replace X number of feet of your piping so that you don't continue to have this problem. Now, wait a minute, beloved. A lot of times, because we won't face it, we can't fix it. So because it's still like it is, we will not repair it. We don't want to really face it because it's better to handle it cosmetically and on the surface. But if we don't go in and repair that and keep those roots from creeping in, we just got to go in and repair some of our pipes. What do I mean by that? We've got to look at our lives and see what's flawed, see the behaviors and the patterns, be real with ourselves, look at the red flags, look at why I am how I am, and repair myself. And when I repair myself, what happens? Then I kill the roots. Then I destroy. Oh, are you understanding what I'm saying? So we have to repair and replace. So what did we do? X number of feet of the piping, we replaced it. We didn't repair it. We replaced it. So guess what? Some things you can repair and some things you have to replace. Because if you do not, what will happen? The roots will just crawl in. Now, wait a minute. Two things. What did I say when I started? I'm sitting in my yard and I noticed the dips. Now, I noticed it last year, and I can remember having a conversation with myself last year that went like this. Self, you need to go ahead and cover those dips with some more dirt. Those dips are a result of those trees and the deep roots. That's the conversation I had with myself last year. I did not do it. This year, I still did not do it. But guess what? Every now and then, beloved, you think you've dealt with the roots and you have not. And because you have not, it will leave holes or dips in your life. Wait a minute. Why do I have those dips? Because I did not properly take care of them and even them out like I should have. So through the years, what have I done? I've done patchwork. How many of us are guilty of patchwork? I acknowledge a little bit of my problem. I deal with a little bit of my problem for a little while. Beloved, you got to go way back. Why do I have these tendencies? Why am I attracting these kind of people? Why do I have this type of behavior pattern? Why am I addicted to this? Why am I functioning like this? You've got to go way back to the very root, because if not, those same roots that you keep patching and you put a little dirt and you cover it up a little bit, they will come back and you will have these holes in your life, these voids in your life. Now, wait a minute. Oh, yes. You will have these holes and you will have these voids. And what you do is, beloved, go ahead and share the broadcast. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you sharing. Much love to you. Then what happens is, you go and you patch it with the wrong stuff. You don't fill it like you should. You don't close it in like you should. So you keep this emptiness. You keep this void. No, beloved, kill the root, deal with the root, repair it, replace it, do whatever you have to do so that you don't have these holes. But guess what happens? Every now and then, oh, I love this. This is what I saw while I was sitting in my yard. I said, you know what? That's life. Every now and then, something will surface, and I think I killed it. I believe I dealt with it. I believe I cut it at its root. But every now and then, it will come back in my life. What do I have to do? I have to fix it yet again. Beloved, I wish I could tell you that what happened in your childhood is not going to come back to haunt you even when you deal with it. I wish I could tell you that what somebody did you 10 years ago, or something that just traumatized you, or something that was so horrific in your life that you feel like you killed at the root and you dealt with. I wish I could tell you that it would not surface and creep up every now and then, but I can't tell you that. Every now and then you're going to feel a little hole from that particular thing that affected you in your life. But beloved, when you feel that hole, when you feel that void, wait a minute, this is the scripture I want to share with you. Jeremiah 17:7 says this: blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. Watch this. The man who trusts in the Lord, the woman who trusts in the Lord, the woman whose confidence is in the Lord, he will be like a tree planted along a river bank. Wait a minute. With roots that reach deep into the water. Such trees are not bothered by the heat or worried by long seasons of drought. Their leaves stay green and they never stop producing fruit. Beloved, when you put your confidence, I want you to kill it at its root. I want you to deal with it at its root. And then you go before God and you say, God, replace and repair. And I want you to be my root system. Because when you're my root system, I'm like that tree planted by the riverbanks, and it doesn't matter what comes my way. It doesn't matter the drought, the famine. It doesn't matter what comes my way. The promise is the leaves will stay green and they will never stop producing fruit. Okay, this is your prescription for the week, beloved. You ready? Check your root system. You've got to look at your root system. Have you dealt with something by cutting the branches? Go ahead and share the broadcast. By cutting down the tree. By grinding the stump, but you did not go deeper than that. And on the surface, the grass looks green. The lawn is beautiful. It looks well manicured and the landscaping looks nice. That's all what we can see on the surface. But deep on the inside, in your life, your sewer line is backing up and it's clogged, my God, by some roots that you don't want to deal with. Because you've gotten so good at covering it up. And you don't want to look back to the childhood. You don't want to look back at the person that brought you harm. You don't want to face the real deal and the real truth. But when you do that, that's when you're planted and grounded and you will produce fruit in season. Maybe in your life, because you've not dealt with the root system, you feel that hole, you got a little dip. And every year you've been patching. Deal with the root. But then again, I come to you as I said, you may deal with the root. And just because we're human, every now and then, that thing that I was certain that I killed off, that I cut at the root, will surface. And I feel that gaping hole in my heart. Go back to the promise. Lord, I've already dealt with that root system. You promised that I would be like a tree planted along the river banks with the roots reaching deep into the waters, because I'm trusting and I have confidence in you. Your promise says that I will not be, or the trees will not be bothered. And I'm that tree. I'm not going to be bothered or hurt or worried about anything in life. The drought, I'm not going to be worried about that. The famine, I'm not going to be worried about that. And my leaves, because I'm planted and grounded in you, because I'm trusting and confident in you, my leaves will stay green. And I will never stop producing fruit. Beloved, kill it at the root. That is your prescription for the week. Kill it at the root. Kill it at the root. And stop allowing, because you're dealing with it on the surface, the roots to come up in the sewer line of your life and back up and stink and smell. And the ugliness that comes up with it, comes up through that drain. Can't flush. Can't relax, can't relieve nothing in life because you're all backed up and you're all clogged. Check your root system. Go back to the origin. What is the root cause of why I'm doing what I'm doing, feeling how I'm feeling, behaving like I'm behaving, addicted like I'm addicted? What have I not dealt with at the root? Stop cutting the branches. Stop just cutting the tree down. Stop just grinding the stump. Get to the root system. And every now and then, feel that hole that's going to come with God's word. Say, Lord, I trust you. I have confidence in you. Your promise said that I would never stop producing fruit because I've dealt with the root and replaced it with you as my root system. Beloved, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. On your Facebook page, this is what I want you to type. I'm killing it at the root. I am killing it at the root. I'm killing it at the root. It cannot make it through the sewer system of my life. Until next time, God bless you and I love you. Make sure you share the broadcast.